Coming up in Home Team Weather, watching a few scattered storms on radar. How long is this activity going to stick around? And how about your holiday weekend forecast? Weather is coming up.
Also ahead, leaders are taking another step towards selecting the next superintendent for the Tuscaloosa County school system, but find out why board members want to keep the interim superintendent a little bit longer. And big changes are on the way for Medicaid in Alabama. Find out what those changes could mean for you, whether you receive Medicaid or not. And good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Huddleston. Lynn Brooks has the night off, and Terry Brewer is on assignment tonight. We start tonight off with a look at the weather. Tropical storm Alberto is off the coast of South Carolina and Georgia. Could West Alabama be seeing the effects? For the latest now on what you can expect, let's go to Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Hey, Richard.
Hey, John, good Monday evening to you. No risk at all. Alberto is a very weak tropical storm just east of Savannah, Georgia, and a lot of wind shear and dry air really battling Alberto. Again, winds sustained at 40 miles per hour will weaken and basically move out to sea, so no issues with Alberto over the coming days. Here locally, though, a few storms to talk about on radar. These are not associated with Alberto, actually associated with the weak cold front moving in from the northwest. Some scattered storms could be possible through this evening and tonight. 83 where it has not rained in Tuscaloosa, 84 back in Fayette. It is hot this afternoon, but temperatures cool off tonight. Temperatures back around 65 at midnight, 69 at 10 o'clock. A few storms are possible. Not going to rain all night, but how long is these scattered storms going to stick around? And how about your Memorial Day weekend forecast? Weather is straight ahead.
On your Education Watch tonight, the search for the next school superintendent for Tuscaloosa County continues. Board members said today they want to extend the search. Now, according to the Tuscaloosa County School Board member Mark Nelson, the board wants to make sure the new superintendent is the right fit. They plan to meet with the Association of School Boards search team to find other options. As we have reported, the board had narrowed the search down to 5 candidates, but Nelson says they're looking for someone with more superintendent experience.
The majority of the board was expecting or hoping certainly that we would have candidates with more superintendent experience. I think one of the criteria that every board member had was a superintendent with experience and experience in taking a system to another level.
And Nelson told us the school board is pleased with interim superintendent Dan Butler's performance this far, and they are looking to see how long they can extend his position while they search for a permanent replacement. Also continuing on your Education Watch tonight, Tuscaloosa County School Board has also approved a new school calendar. As we have reported, a new law requires that school begin no earlier than 2 weeks before Labor Day and end before Memorial Day. Deputy Superintendent Walter Davey told us they still have to get in 180 school days a year, so the board voted to remove 6 of their vacation days that had been holidays. These include 2 days off fall break, a Parents' Conference Day in October. In February, they won't take President's Day or a weather day as a holiday, and in April, they'll also skip a weather day.
This is certainly something completely new, as this has never been enacted in Alabama before. So we're not really happy with this calendar, quite frankly, but we're dealing with the best way that we think, best way that we can for the hand we've been dealt by the legislature.
Davey said they decided to not add additional minutes to the school day. An update now on changes to the Medicaid law in Alabama. Local health experts are speaking out about what this could mean for West Alabama care. As we have reported, a few of the changes include a 10% reduction in payments to certain providers, including doctors and dentists. Benefits to children will not change. One big change is concerning prescriptions. Only one brand name drug per month will be covered. Generic drugs and over-the-counter medicines will still be covered. Deborah Tucker with the Maud Watley Health Center says these changes put physicians in a rough place.
Physicians will be placed in the position of choosing one over the other, even when they know that 3 or 4 is really what's needed for the best care of that patient.
The changes take effect on June 1st. We'll hear much more from local health officials coming up tonight on WVUA News at 6. Well, WVUA is covering Pickens County, where new jobs are on the way. As we have reported, the Federal Bureau of Prisons is building a new women's prison in the new Federal Correction Institution of Aliceville. They are looking for employees, so they are holding a job information fair tomorrow. Officials say the jobs range from physicians to correctional officers. The fair starts at 10 a.m. at Aliceville City Hall and runs until 5:30. Officials say the warden and Bureau of Prison staffs will be available for questions. Well, a national conference on science is happening at the Capstone this week. The conference is looking at reforms in the classroom. Researchers from universities and colleges in more than 25 states are taking part in the conference. Organizers say the project is focusing on teaching undergraduate science and its impact on student learning outcomes.
We're looking at faculty to share methods of how they're changing their classrooms, how they're creating reforms in their classes, so that the diverse groups of students that attend the classes are all achieving at a high level.
And the National Study of Education in Undergraduate Sciences is funded by the National Science Foundation grant and the University of Alabama Office of Research. Still to come today on WVUA News at 5, find out why the Centers for Disease Control want all baby boomers to get tested for hepatitis C. And Sports Director Gary Harris will have some big football recruiting news for the Crimson Tide football program. That's ahead a little bit later on in Alabama's Home Team Sports.